Hello, my name is Mackenzie, and this is my e-portfolio on the linguistic landscape of Granville Island. All the photos are taken by myself. Some applicable language, according to Meyer's book, Cultural Relativity looks at the placement of one's culture relative to another, and holism is the concept of all-encompassing. Plurilingualism and multilingualism are two terms that aid in the understanding of linguistic expression. Plurilingualism, according to Marshall and Moore's article, is fixated on an individual's repertoire rather than multilingualism, which looks at social contact. Cardinal's work, a source I found when looking outside of the course material, implies that linguistic diversity is a variety of language within a given area, and defines mother tongue as the first language an individual learns to speak. For background, Vancouver is Canada's western hub for diversity and expression. On Granville Island, vendors from a multitude of backgrounds express both pluralistic and multilinguistic verbiage in order to display their creations. Cultural relativity presents itself when a multitude of cultures operate within close quarters, specifically in the public market. I personally experience the public market as an observer and a patron, and on occasion asked creators if I could use their work in the form of photos for this assignment. My main goal with this e-portfolio is to assess the language and use of signage in a hub of creativity and cultural expression. And my thesis is Granville Island utilizes intermittent language to display cultural creations. My first question, I would like to look at what extent do multilingual speakers of Granville Island use foreign language? And I wanted to do this to build my e-portfolio on the foundation of observation so that I could take my findings further with my next question. When observing, I found that artists on Granville Island express their culture through modes of creativity rather than language usage. By that, I mean art was used more than words were used. And creators relied on other plural linguistic repertoires for understanding their minimal signage. Again, building on the foundation, chapter 16, titled Language, Politics, and Policies, of a book I found when doing research, states that international immigration increases linguistic diversity in Canada. In section 3, and Vancouver is a Western hub for immigration. According to the same article, it is estimated that in 2036, the Vancouver population will have between 48.1 to 52.9% of non-English mother tongue speakers. This means that the multilingual presence, especially on the West Coast, is on the rise. With question 2, does fragments of other languages reduce the necessity of cultural understanding? And does one need to understand parts of a foreign language to feel included in a culture's creativity? I'm asking this question to better understand why creators on Granville Island were selective when it came to the amount of foreign language they use on their displays. In terms of what I found, creators effectively demonstrated their culture through art and food, but when it came to communication and signage, the language was broken by English, which appeared to be a sign of superficial language use. Multilingualism, or the blending of languages, was effective at providing enough context to where English speakers could understand their products. When it comes to the holistic cultural experience, the physical creations embodied what it means to express culture. However, the signage falls short. Displays merely use their mother tongue to make up for filling the gaps for English speakers that English itself could not close when it comes to expressing what is being created. Looking at the image on the right, advertisements for pasta combined English and Italian to produce understandable signage for English from the English speaker's perspective. This question acknowledges the presence of plurilingualistic individuals in a culturally diverse setting and pushes the concept of effective cultural immersion. Analyzing the effect of intermittent foreign language incites holistic questioning of cultural integration. Thus, my e-portfolio assesses the plural linguistic landscape of Granville Island. Looking at my findings and reflecting on my thesis that Granville Island uses intermittent language to display cultural creations, I've deducted that language diversity is ever present on Granville Island. Pluralism presents itself in signage when it comes to understanding the varieties of language, and multilingualism too is present in the combination of phrases from different languages. The overarching statement can be made that the displays on Granville Island demonstrate a diverse linguistic landscape, but cater to the needs of English speakers in the terms of comprehension.